happy to be able to talk to you these Sundays. And Sundays, I'm trying to talk both, how to live in the material world, not against spiritual. Rather than spiritual, material world, how to live with the influence of the spiritual path, as well as not so much creating negativities and negative emotions, so that our life is really become very worthwhile. So that is the one of the hope. But as you have noticed, sometimes their traditional old system, which Tibet has quite a lot, which is somehow is not really straightforward in the modern thinking. Particularly the other day, I think Professor Doug Grebler pointed out that some of them are very ambiguous. Ambiguous will create misunderstanding in our world today. And so there's a problem. But in the old, when it's ambiguous, I think people wait not to make quick decision, try to figure out which way we're going. But then the modern world is a fast growing, fast moving, so they don't wait. So there are problems like that we encounter. But each one of those problems are not so much negative oriented. There may be slightly negative influence, but not negative oriented. So it is always better to be that than that of funny, difficult, profit-oriented motivations. And so, which makes things a little difficult. And the world what we are facing today, we never know whether it's going to be good one or it is simply profit-driven or whatever. So we never know, and we have to get particularly wait, watch, and make a decision. I think we all came to that point. So some of the ambiguity might not be bad idea too, because you never know whether it's going to be something uniquely good, which we all hope so, or maybe it is just simply profit-driven. In that case, tremendous amount of efforts put in by generations may reverse, so you never know. So this is the time for us to sort of really wait and watch, and also not to be late, not to be too late to take any actions if you can to reverse, which I don't see it much. Which we don't see it much because we are all peace-loving and we don't want to disturb people's life and anything, people's social, culture, norms, and functionings. So naturally, we're not going to be much to be able to do it. However, I think you also has to see what's going to happening, give opportunity as well as watch it. And so it is sort of wait and watch time. And so the inauguration is not till January, towards the end. And so at least a couple of months we have to see how things are functioning. By the way, functioning now will almost indicates what's going to happen afterwards. Yet I'm not sure is it going to be profit-driven decision, or is it going to be sincere change, or going back into 80s or whatever, 80s and 90s, or maybe even before. So whatever it is, so they're bound to be a lot of change, and how it's going to go, we don't know. Maybe this ambiguity of our action may help to see how things are moving. But another problem with that is, which is never in the, not never, but normal, it's not normal in the Western culture, so things that what we want to do may become too late. That's the possibility, that too. So anyway, but everybody is great, intelligent, and wonderful. So they know, so no matter how difficult, no matter how angry the American people may be, but they are not a fool. They are great. American peoples are always great. So therefore, cannot be that bad. So having said that, so as a spiritual part, what we did it for this year is almost also, I mentioned, because the most of the time this year, almost from the October last year onwards, I'm really very sick and I had no idea, even for myself, how sick I was. And each doctors that I saw afterwards, and the many nurses that I saw afterwards are telling me, we're happy that you're alive. So which really indicates, many of them told me, we thought you were going to go. So, but somehow I repeat again what I said, the commitment, respect, and love and affection that we have for each other as speaker to you, as well as you are as listening, and try to help to build your life properly, usefully. So with that love and affection and the commitment really kept me in life, and for which I am still grateful and thankful. So hopefully, so whatever the extension, the other day I said, in life, whatever they are hopefully they're useful for serving people. So, as I told you, it's a very common in Tibetan language, say, live long for the benefit of all people, benefiting people. It's very common, but I had forgot it completely till these three, or actually four, Rinpoches, 5 Rinpoches reminded me. His Holiness Gelek and Tayyip Jangwa Chesan Hudotu and Samdon Rinpoche, Tonden Rinpoche, and Kwasa Rinpoche. So all of those are reminding me to live long for the benefit of people, particularly when Thaya Rinpoche talked to me on the phone. It's sort of completely forgotten in my mind, and he not only reminded me, but scolding too, so which made really wake up and helpful. Then His Holiness Gelek personally visited, personally offered to visit earlier in March, April, but I am no way or shape to receive. And then very recently, Devji Song Doji Chan's reincarnation, Song Chodu Rinpoche, also offered to come and visit. But it's very kind. But right now, I'm also not, I'm a better, but not really to receive any big visitors like that. So I excuse and thank, but thank you for his messages and donations and everything. And also, hopefully, we will be able to invite him later when I get better, sort of thing. Looking for that, things like that. And then Geshe Yeshe Tabke, good old friend of mine, and my class fellow, was also personally came and not only did the teachings for the Jola students, but also give me a very meaningful conversation of remembering the long life, and a long life for benefiting people. And all of them, I'm very grateful. As well as many good old senior Dharma friends like Professor Robert Thamin and Joe Luiso, as well as and that Michigan professor Don Lobetz, as well, and Paul Nadavsky, and all of those very kindly reminded me and asked me to live long, and as well as Lama Surya Das, all of them, and also of the Western great Buddhist teacher, Sharon Salzberg, and all of those. And so thank you so much. And most important is our really friends who are participating in the Jewel Heart activities, and also those of you who only participate in the Sunday talk, etc. But to all of you. So this is, I'm still alive, and hopefully be able to maintain next little longer time, long time. So that is what it is, and it is also the customary that our virtues we should always dedicate. If you do not dedicate virtues, sometimes virtues get destroyed because of powerful emotions such as hatred or anger, powerful anger, hatred combined make it destroy. So because positive, negative karma are definite karma. All positives are definite positive. It will not waste unless it did not meet condition of wasting. Anger, hatred, these are powerful. They can burn the virtues, like a porous of virtues can be burned by a powerful stream of fire. I'm just sort of thinking, powerful anger could really burn a lot of virtues, like fire in the California area burns thousands of acres without any extra effort. The conditions of wind, weather added up, and then it goes. Like this, our anger, hatred really could burn virtues. I was just thinking early the Indian great Mahapandita Chandrakirti in the Madhyamika Avatara Namasangiti text have said, Kanchri Kesa Nam Trevayi, Jinda Tunju, Kawa Kavaya, Sawa Keji Kinjum Teishri, Monsieur Lese, Diguyamayis. Kanchri Kesa Nam Trevayi, whatever the reason may be, if we get developed anger or hatred on the children of Buddha, the Bodhisattvas, even a single minute powerful anger could destroy 100 eons of accumulation of generosity, morality, etc. The result of those can be destroyed by a minute, which is very true, which shows that we said our virtue is very fragile because anger is so powerful. A minute of a powerful, perfect anger could destroy years of good work. And so, destruction is very easy. But when you have to build up, it is very difficult. So, dedication. Dedication makes that if you are dedicated to your virtue for certain purposes, since the karma is definite, still that result was delivered to us, this virtue will also may not be wasted. And it is sort of safe box or lock box or something. Remember that when the Al Gore was running for president, one of those slogans is the safe lock box. So this is exactly how it works. So if we dedicate it for longevity of great source of joy, that is Buddha's teaching. Longevity of teaching of Buddha. That teaching sincerely practiced by the practitioner such as you for benefiting every living beings. And when we do all that, so that is safeguarding. So therefore, that is safeguarding. Therefore, for it will, it is one of the way to make sure our virtue remain until the purpose is served. And therefore, of course, we dedicate our virtues for the longevity of Buddha's teaching, for benefit of all, and for ourselves, as well as ourselves to reach to the total enlightenment. Total enlightenment. Because until we all become fully enlightened, our virtues will remain, not wasted. Then you may think, well, I need this and that, here and there. So that also true. True, not only that we reach to the total enlightenment, we reach to the total enlightenment with every necessary facilities available for us effortlessly. Everything, including food, shelter, and money, etc. Everything. So dedicating for reaching enlightenment with the full sort of luxurious support throughout. So do not bring a mentality of poverty too much. Either during this year or previous year, somehow I said one difference between the Buddhism and Christianity. In the Christianity, it seems that not only you take vow of chastity, but a vow of poverty as well. Is chastity and poverty same thing?
No.
So separate.
Yeah.
So vow of poverty, they take two. But Buddhism is always, they wanted to be luxurious and limited mental, sort of good enough. Is very admirable, wonderful. But it might not be very suitable in today's situation. The modern development is such that there's a tremendous advancement of life. And with that advancement of life, all Buddhist practitioners who are there will also have respectable advancement of life. Otherwise, if you are poor than those whom you're talking, and they may or may not listen to you, you may not be able to help them as much as you have equal intelligence, equal facilities, and equal needs, everything you need. Do not go on and maintain the poverty attitude. Even you are not rich, but function like rich, and dedication like this. You need enlightenment with style. Enlightenment with style. So rather than, although Buddha had showed us very humble, Gandhi showed us humble, His Holiness is showing us humble, and all that. You can be humble with quality. And that's what you need. You do not need flashing. You need humble with quality. And that is what you dedicate your virtue for that, as well as the well-being of teachers who are making sure continuously teaching the Buddha's teaching. Most important, His Holiness, both His Holiness the Dalai Lama and His Holiness the Pope, as well as many great teachers of each and every different religions, traditions, great old religions, traditions. Their teachers have a longevity, healthy, and very specifically in our own tradition, our own organizations, teachers and senior students who are guiding, helping, supporting, and each and every one of us, and each and every our family, and everybody should have the longevity and a healthy life for many, many years to come, not only to benefit ourselves, but also to benefit all living beings. And that's what we should dedicate. Plus, peace and harmony in the world. You know, today's world is such a turmoil, very, very difficult. How many people getting killed here and there with all kinds of wars, bombardments, terrorisms, and all kinds of things. Sort of equal killing, competition for killing by bombardment as well as terrorism, terrorizing. So all of these are really called degenerated dark age. Degenerated because the negativities and the negative actions are quite advancedly functioning, and positive things are slowed down and left behind, and all this are quite indication of it, what they call it, Sanskrit tradition, they call it Kala Yogi. So it's a degenerated age. So in that, we have to redouble our dedication for the purpose of benefiting people, peace, harmony in the world. And everybody wants peace. Nobody wants suffering, torture, difficulties. So if you watch the news, if they shows something else other than Donald Trump, then you have this bombardment, refugee crossing and all that you see occasionally in our television these days. So, which really shows how much suffering those little children, they have to cross the mountains and the rivers and desert and all of those. And so no one wants that suffering. Everybody would like to be happy in their own land. But then their own land becomes turmoil because of either war or terrorism or whatever, a bully or whatever. So this is what's happening. So our positive forces has to balance that, overcome, and for which we need a strong dedication of our own virtue for that, particularly that of our year-long efforts of Dharma discussion. Between us, we dedicate for that. So some people may think, if I dedicated all of them in that manner, so I am a loser because I need for me or for my family, for my family friend who passed away, and all of them. So you don't have to think that way, because it is unlimited virtue, honestly, if not wasted. If wasted, it wasted. If not wasted, unlimited. The longevity, etc., are immediate goal, but the real goal is obtaining enlightenment. And I like to add up with the style. So that is a long way. So anything in between, whatever you need it to be, so you get through. I do remember when I was a kid, back in Tibet. Tibet is those days is really villages mostly, not town or city. Forget about it. Today, most of them are city, but those days it is villages. Lhasa may be little bigger than what we call it village in the Tibetan terms, but if you look in the Western terms, European point of view, then Lhasa was also a village. So when somebody going from Lhasa towards 6 different villages away towards the west, say Nyata or Njang or Chushu or something. So our purpose, motivation is going to Chushu, 6 villages beyond. But when you are traveling, you pass through with each and every village, because there's no bypass. Today's motor road, you have a bypass. Those old roads don't have bypass. You go middle of the village, pass through the middle of the village. So we may have the motivation of going to 6th village, but we pass through 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and each one of them. And you can also stop, have a cup of coffee, or have tea, or meal, or even spend the night, and you can continuously go like that. If you are achieving enlightenment with the star, everything on the way, what you need, health, wealth, prestiges, and happiness, mental capacity, all of them will be there, because you don't have to think what will happen that. So that's that. So that's why we are recommending achieving enlightenment with this style for individual. In general, teaching of Buddha remaining long for benefit everybody. And very specifically for families. Whatever you need, your family members, friends, colleagues, associates who could not live with us anymore, who passed away, we dedicate all our virtues for their whatever needs is be there. Like all those people, good old friends of ours, Elizabeth Common, as well as the kitchen mama, as well as all these different people. Maybe I don't want to name it individually, but sort of some are very shocking stars suddenly went. Some are sort of slowly sort of went, and Rebecca had was also passed away, remember, years ago, as well as sort of lately Kala Barrick. And all of those, and we dedicate for them, as well as your family members, relations, and knowing friends, each one of them I may not know, but you know. So think and dedicate for their whatever needed most urgently may materialize in that form. So that's also why if you read 10th chapter of Bodhisattva's way of life, virtues may become bridge to cross river. Virtues may become boat to cross river. Virtues may become bird who carried message or the food cross. And virtues may become fire to give heat. Virtues may become water to give moisture. And all of those are, if you just read it, you may be thinking, wow, what is it? But if you think about it, the virtue can become each and every one of them. So that is how we dedicate. Dedication has value, it has a meaning, it has a purpose, and it is our privilege, prestigious to be used. So we should do all that. So particularly when you are saying the may all sentient beings are, I hope somebody is saying it, but if not, you can think every living beings, particularly those we mentioned and think and know, may never suffer. And cause of suffering for them may completely pacify, become pure. They may never be separated from the joy that never known suffering. And they may remain always with the cause of joy. And everybody may ever be pulled and pushed by the hate and obsession, free of pull-push, remain equanimity. So we dedicate for that. Thank you, and wish you very best holiday, and looking forward to seeing you with a big smile on 15th.